Alex THFC. Hello, everybody. It's me again speaking about Tottenham. Tottenham's game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final. I'm pretty fed up today. After that, I've got to be honest. So it was a result that was coming. I have to say that. I've said it in the title. I have to say that. But to be honest, and I didn't think it was going to be as bad as what I thought it was going to be anyway. Well, it turned out to be an absolute disaster, and for some reason, amazingly, we are um, we are still in the tie at 2-0 because it should have been well, it should have been more, should have been more. But I mean, I just can't, I cannot understand. Well, no, I can understand it. This was just coming. And let's be honest, it was coming. It was coming. This result. We were, we haven't been great. Only one game I will say on my hand and my heart we have been very good, and that was Liverpool. 100% Liverpool. We taken the game to Liverpool, but there were certain reasons why we did take the game to Liverpool because it was the circumstances around it, the way that Liverpool play. But this Chelsea team had everything about them that could stop us and nullify us easily, especially with that formation, that lineup. But he loves playing Conte, but unfortunately, that lineup isn't good enough. And I think a lot of people now are starting to realise, which I've realised, which I've said amount of times because I've not been happy with that lineup. And we can pick it up because I can share it with you right now. Because for me, this was why I felt depressed during this game. To be honest with you, um, and I'll share it with you right now. Now, if you look at the team, I, I I'm not a fan of this lineup. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this lineup at all. Um, Especially with the two in the midfield. There's just no creativity. Whether you like Hojberg, you're a fan of Hojberg, or you're not a fan of Hojberg, and skip if you want to say that as well. They just do not. They don't think forward. They're thinking, you know, defensively a lot of the time. And when you haven't got a good enough wing backs, which we haven't got good wing backs at the moment, the only wing back that I can say that I can put my hand on it right now, well, he's only had one game. We've got to say that is Sessegnon. I mean, it just it's it just shows you where we are. And I think Conte, his interview, pre-match, post-match comments sum it all up. I think really, I think he's been. I don't think he's been gone overboard with his comments either, because he has been realistic and he has been making it clear it's been realistic as well. But for me, it just shows you how average we are. And I mean, we don't need to say that much. We're say that much because I mean, look at what happened against Moira in the Europa Conference League. So if you really want to analyze it fully, we've got a long way to go, awful long way to go. And I mean, the over the top press on Tottenham hasn't really helped the situation either. I was sitting there looking at some of the press about Tottenham since Conte's come in, and yes, there has been improvements statistically about our running, the way that we run. We run we've got the best running stats in the Premier League now. If I'm right, I don't. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But and also we create more chances, yes. But those are on the transitions a lot of the time. It's not because we are trying to break teams down. And I think the story was when we saw what happened against Watford, and that's a Watford team that are average, that are probably going to get relegated this season. So you kind of saw the problems there. You saw the problems against Southampton away from home. Away from home seems to be a problem, but this has been a theme this season. It looks like, um, but even the games at home, like I said, haven't been great. And with this formation, I don't think it really worked at all. And it's quite fascinating how things changed in the second half completely when he'd taken off Doherty and brought on Undembele, which was a shock to me, to be honest with you, because I thought Undembele, well, I still think Undembele's gone anyway because Well, if he isn't gone, he's definitely gone now. And I don't like saying that about a player, because I like to say that a player is decent, but and give him a chance. But I can't say that about Ndombele because his performances was just absolutely awful. I have to say that. Um, just have to look at some comments. Oh, thank you for your comments, study. Yeah, I hope you. Thank you for the. Thank you for the. Thank you for the big up. Thank you for that, and I hope you're doing well. Um, but yeah, honestly, I today, I mean, I think for me, it just shows you why I have to be very objective about Tottenham and not let my thoughts get over get overboard with what I feel at the moment because I think to me, to be honest, it's pretty bad to be honest with you. The wing backs are awful, absolutely awful. I did give Doherty. I thought Doherty wasn't that bad against Southampton, and I have to be honest, he wasn't that bad. He was definitely better than Reguilon because Reguilon has been hiding the last how many games. I think this season's been average. If I mean I have to watch back last season, maybe I have to give him some credit because he had Mourinho as his manager, but he's not been great. Emerson, I mean, I don't understand what the whole thing about us not taking the wing backs not taking on their man. I don't understand. They can't get past the first man. Can't take on their first man, and I don't understand that. The front three don't work. He seems to think that Song's a creative midfield creator. He looks lost. I predicted that Moira was going to be lost in this game because I knew exactly what he was going to do. He was going to go right into the middle, get the ball, run right into the middle. Chelsea knew that straight away, stopped him, blocked him off, moved on, got an attack going. I mean, I still am amazed. I'm amazed how we still, we kept going after, kept going, and Chelsea didn't score any more, even more goals. It sums up how bad their strikers are that they didn't score more goals. So I mean, it was two own goals, really. I think was it two own goals that scored that won the game today. Well, yeah, Kai Havertz scored, but then Ben Davies scored an own goal. Who again today was a bit was I don't think anybody came out of credit today. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody came out of credit today at all. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty much um, pretty much not happy with this the way that it's going at the moment at all. And just I think for me, I mean, I was on the football terrace, and I mean, Terry said, "I still want Pochettino." Well, if you get with the program, I don't. I've moved on. That ship sailed. So I mean, I've moved on from that a long time ago. I just wish some people can move on from him, but I mean, I think it just sums up that there's a lot of work to do, and I think I've got to give Conte a lot of respect. He knows that there's a lot of work to do as well. I just think we just need some realistic expectations with Tottenham at the moment. But that performance was just really dire. I mean, towards the early part of the first half, when Ndombele came on, it was okay. We did compete a little bit, but then Chelsea, nullified us again and got back into the game. Um, got to give some props to Gil when he came on. He was a little bit bright as well, but I mean, Chelsea looked in control. We did have a late chance in that second half, and could have got one goal, and that could have been good for Tottenham. And kept the tie alive, which I still think the tie is still alive because we are taking them back to Tottenham. So you don't know. Things can change over the over time. But you can see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm pretty down about this, to be honest with you, because no one wants to lose against Chelsea. Let's get it right. Whether I'm objective about Tottenham, and I'll give my honest opinion about Tottenham. No one likes Chelsea. No one likes to get beaten by Chelsea. I know they're way ahead of us, but no one likes to get beaten by Chelsea at all. Just want to go through some comments again. Hello, Premier Hotspur. Yeah, good to see you, mate. And I hope you're doing well and keep going with your channel. Doing well as well. Please subscribe to his channel as well, mate. Everyone, because he's a great guy. Yes, Alex. Hope you're all well, okay. And that was a bad show tonight, mate. But I respect Conte for coming out and saying what he said. Yeah, well, I think I've just said that as well. I think he's been completely honest, to be honest with you. He's even said that when everybody was going, saying that he's so great and stuff, they said, "Well, I'm not that great because I haven't done anything yet." And he's admitted it. He said, "I've still got a lot of work to do. So please don't say, I'm the best yet because I haven't done anything yet. Really, I've just come into the club." So I've got respect for him. Yes, I definitely do. I think he's been spot on with everything he said. I honestly do think. I think I spoke to my dad about this. That when he brought on Ndombele, I think he was trying to make a point to the board, to be honest with you, because I honestly didn't understand why he brought him on in the first place, to be honest with you. I would have brought on Lo Celso first. I would have even gave Ali a chance, because at least Ali actually tracks back, because I think he's actually not doing too badly. I would have even put Winks on before him, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I mean, I totally agree with you, Derek. It was a shit show, but to be honest with you, mate, this was coming. It was coming, because we haven't been performing very well at all. Like I said, I stick by what I say. Liverpool was much better. Liverpool's our best performance, totally. Um, but the other performances, there have been mitigating circumstances. I've got to be honest, and some of them haven't been very up to par. Norwich is the best one, I've got to say, just showing how bad we were, because Norwich just didn't take their chances. So they dominated us, completely dominated us, and it just shows you that when we don't counter attack, we just look lost. Kane looked lost as well, to be honest with you. Um, absolutely. Big up to David. You've still been hiding, mate. You've been hiding. I still can't see you, mate. You know what I mean? But but yeah, big up to you, mate. And please subscribe to him. He's a great guy, great guy. Even though I'm gonna banter him next time I go on that show, honestly. But great guy. But uh, oh gosh, I love him though. But big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Um, I mean, like I say, when you put him against a decent team, he looks average. And like I said, I think there is a place in the team for him, maybe on the sub bench. But for me, eh, I've been saying it for quite a while now. He just doesn't do enough for me. He does not do enough for me. And he does a good job, but when you're playing against these decent teams, you need to have more. I would say that about Skip, but I think Skip, he will get better. He will get better. Honestly, he will get better. Um, I know you're joking with me, David. I know you're joking with me, David. It's all good, mate. It's all good. But I'll still school you on your channel though. Um, oh gosh, it's all fun and games, isn't it? It's all fun and games. Pro Hotspur, I agree with you that Ndombele and Gil was the only slight positives to take away from tonight, and the back line was worse than I've seen under Conte. Yeah, but the back line, I've got to be honest, s- I think a lot of protection's been on that back line. I've got to be honest. Like I said, when you have to go out, when you're trying to break down teams, we look very weak, very very weak. And I think there's a lot of work to be done there. To be honest with you, a lot of work to be done there. And it's shown it against Watford. It's shown it against Watford, and it's shown it against Southampton that we struggle. It struggle so much. I've got to be honest, and I didn't. So, like I said, this was coming. This result, 100% coming. This result. Amazingly, we still got a chance at 2-0 because it should have been out of sight, which sums up how bad Chelsea's strikers are. So I mean, on them, I mean, if they had a better strike, if they had strikers that can put a ball in the back of the net, we would have been out of sight completely, absolutely, completely out of sight. They could have been completely out of sight, Chelsea. But you know, the tie's still open. You know, the tie is still open. We have to say that. We have to say that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't think I normally prepare a lot for these shows, awful lot for these shows. But for me, I didn't really need to say that much, to be honest with you. Watch the game back or anything like that, because I could see what happened. We just got completely overrun in that midfield. When he put on Ndombele, I think he didn't do. I mean, he did have a little bit of an influence on the game, attacking wise, but defensively, he wasn't a team player, and that's why Conte made that comment about him not playing for the team. And how many games did he play since? Two, three. Well, that just sums it all up, doesn't it? Really sums it up completely. Um, I'm not sure about this. I will say this, and I think this is a guarantee now. Rodon's left is definitely leaving in January. I think we can definitely say that because Dyer's not wasn't in the team today, and you would have thought that as after what Conte said about um, him thinking that Rodon's in it should be for more for Dyer's position at the centre of defence. He wasn't playing today, so for me that just says to me that he's definitely going in January. I don't agree with the whole thing with Ali. I've got to be honest. Um, but yeah, definitely, I've got to say, Rodon. I think he's definitely going on loan. Definitely. Um, but yeah, I'm very very disappointed. Um, just on reflection of this game. But I'm not surprised, and I will have to caveat with that definitely. Hopefully, we can give a good account of ourselves and go for it the next leg, the second leg. Um, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Definitely have to see what happens. Be honest now, Alex. Do you trust Levy with the backing Conte? Um, I mean, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see because at the moment, I think I'm just not really saying too much on Levy because Levy's not going to leave. He's not going anywhere, isn't he? I think more the question is whether what to see what Conte and Paratici. It's more Paratici now. I'm looking at now because for me, I still need a lot of evidence to see whether he's actually as good as what people are saying at the moment. I'm not convinced. Let's be honest. I'm not convinced about Paratici. Um, and I have heard some good stuff. I mean, I respect Alistair Gold because he said that some very good stuff about him from his sources and stuff. And like I said, I'll be interested to see what he says about this result, definitely. But I don't agree with him practically doing a lot at the moment. I have to see how it plans out. Um, but I think it will be seeing what he does over the next couple of transfer windows, and I'm saying the next couple of transfer windows because I don't expect a lot to come out of this transfer window. I think it'll be more. And I'm trying to keep away from the transfer window because that's really we have to see what happens um, during, after, and how players settle in as well, and the makeup of the squad after it as well. Um, because I think what Tottenham need to do is start to figure out how we're going to structure this team. Because at the moment, I don't think there's a structure. Well, there is a structure there. I need to go back on what I said. There is a structure there because we're playing um, um, three at the back, so that he's kept to that structure. So I think that's definitely it. The pressing is there. I've got to say. I just think the makeup of the team is just not right at the moment, and that's why I don't like that lineup. Like I just put at the beginning of the stream. I think it's more suited for a three at the back, five in midfield, and two up front. Um, I mean, big up to Josh on the football terrace. I think he was absolutely spot on what he said. Um, I still have got my thoughts on Kane. I will part that though because he's not leaving, so he's made it clear that he's staying. So we have to see how that plans out. I don't think we should continue with this three up front. It doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Um, but yeah, I think and the wing backs just need to. I think it will take time. I think one thing I will say about and I will support Emerson is that I've been honest about him. He is raw, and he will get better hopefully with time with Conte. So I think we just need time. I think we just need to be patient. I will be patient, but I will be honest. And that's I'll be objective as well. So that's why I say what I say. So, just a few comments that I need to read out as well. Thank you for all your comments, by the way. And yeah, just keep them coming, because it's interactive. So that's the main thing about streams and talking to you guys as well. I think Spurs are in need of major heart surgery after that shit performance. Sorry for swearing, that beat performance. So get your wallet out, Levy. We have to wait and see, Derek. We have to wait and see. I really do think we have to wait and see what happens. Um, uh, and I mean, it's not. I don't. He's even said it himself, Conte. It's not just about the transfer window. It's how we make up the team and start working to a system that everyone fits around, in their places, in their positions, and work as a team where we're not just relying on one player. At the moment, I think Chelsea saw us coming, knew what we were going to do. It's all about getting it to Kane. Kane was getting even more frustrated. He was coming more deeper, and then we weren't getting at them. We weren't getting at them after that, and you know, yes, we did have a chance towards the end. We could have scored and made it a little bit more interesting with the one goal because it would have been one goal, bringing it back to bringing it back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So it would have been interesting. Um, but overall, we just got outclassed, and it was coming. It was coming, and we have to say it was coming. Okay, so do you think that big deals will happen in the summer then? Probably, probably. Um, Yeah, probably. I think that's more likely than January. I think definitely. Um, but I think what Conte said is very true. I don't think it's just about winning trophies. Just winning one trophy and then it escalates into other trophies. I think it's changing the whole mentality around the squad. Um, everybody fighting for their places. This is where I don't really like the whole thing about a Kessie, we need this Vladovic, and they'll come in straight away and hit the ground running. I don't like that. I like a player fighting for their place and knowing that their place is not assured. So for me, I think if a player's coming into Tottenham, they've got to fight for their place. As far as I'm concerned, they've got to know that they're not just going to go straight into the team and um, you know be assured of their places. Because for me, if they start playing badly, then they start to take things to sleep. They start to take things start to take things to heart, and then they don't want to work for get back into the team, and then they kind of become dead weight in the team. Then no, maybe I should change my wording, but they become lethargic and not helpful to the team at all. And really, it's about everybody knowing that they need to fight for their place. That's what's happened at West Ham. That's what's happened at Leicester City. You can say a little bit about that at Arsenal, but I still stick by my statement that they're not going to get top four. I'm not just saying that because it's not just about top four. It is about winning trophies, and I do recognise that. But yeah, you know, I have to stick by what I say. More comments coming in here. Thank you for all your comments again. So, do you think he hasn't got the players to play his style of play? Yeah, yeah, you have got a point there, Simon. If I haven't, I hope I've got your name right. Premier Hotspur. It is Simon. Yeah, I think it is Simon. Yeah, it's Simon. Yeah. So yeah, I do agree with you there. But I don't think, like I say, I sit by what I say. No world class players are coming into Tottenham anytime soon. So I think he needs to. I think he needs to make the best out of some of the players he has got. I think getting rid of the homegrown players is difficult. Like I said, I think the foreign players need to do more, I'm trying to say that in a nice way. But the thing is, with the rules of the squads, especially in Europe, I know we're not in Europe, but if you want to get into Europe, um, there are certain rules of foreign players, especially if you're not homegrown in England in Europe. I mean, it's so technical anyway, but it's so annoying, this rule. But it just is what it is. Unfortunately, because of the limitations of foreign players that you can have in the squad, the foreign players have to perform to a certain level, because if they're not performing to that certain level, um, you can look at other players and think, well, okay, we can replace them with this player, because then the squad becomes bloated, doesn't it? Because unfortunately, there's a limitation on foreign players, unfortunately. So homegrown players have got that advantage of more likely to stay, because you know it's very difficult to replace them with other homegrown players, because they're very, very expensive British players in the Premier League, aren't they? So yeah, I mean, I see your point, but yeah, I think we do need players that can play his style, yes. But I think he made the point that these players, he needs to make the most of some of the players he's got already. But there are certain players that do need to go, because they're not going to get any game time. I do agree. Maybe Ali will go. I hope he does go to Germany. I think, because I think that would be great for him going abroad. I think he'll learn some discipline. Um, but I think that'd be more alone anyway. So, but I just need to go through some more comments. I can't see if I'm angry with this performance. Tuning in to you, Alex, is either going to help me or wind me up more. Only joking, dude. Great to see you. Oh, mate, it's we're all wound up, mate. I'm honestly, I mean, to be honest with you, I should be in bed by now. To be honest with you, because I've got things to do tomorrow. Because I've got a day job. But I'm not going to get into that anytime soon, because you're not going to be interested in that, are you? Really? But I just had to get it out of my mind. I'm normally, like I said at that beginning, I'm normally prepared for these shows a lot of the time. I'm normally prepared for these shows a lot, um, but I don't think there's a lot really preparation for the show, because we were just rubbish. We're absolutely rubbish. But like I said, this was coming. This was definitely coming, and I stand by that, because the only, like I said, the only performance, and I don't like repeating myself, the only performance that has been decent has been Liverpool. And that's it. I don't think the other performances have been any decent at all, to be honest with you. And what do you expect when we got beaten by Mora in the Europa Conference League? That was embarrassing, and I'm still angry about that, because I thought that was an opportunity to get into Europa League next season, which I think is a realistic target for the Tottenham next season. For next season, rather than Champions League. Champions League, well, I've already said already, we've got no chance. Um, Grab Govan Govan. Sorry if I got that wrong. People call me pessimist, but I think the tie is done. I just don't see how comeback against Chelsea, but needs to beat them in the Premier League later in the month. You got a point there. You have got a point there. I think the tie is still open, but I am clutching at straws when I'm saying that, because it really depends on how Chelsea, if Chelsea let their guard down on this. Because really, to be honest, they should have finished us off in that first half, and especially in the second half. But they were useless. Their strikers are useless, absolutely useless. I've got to be honest. They should have done better with their chances, definitely. But I don't want to talk about Chelsea. I'm not here to talk about Chelsea. I'm here to talk about Tottenham. I'm not going to waste my time talking about Chelsea, to be honest with you. I can't stand them, and like West Ham as well, can't stand them either. I would like to be above West Ham, definitely. I do not want to be below West Ham. That was embarrassing last season, absolutely embarrassing. I'm not having them being above us next season. This season, I'm not having it at all. I'm sorry, I can't stand them at all. So if you have to pick one, will beating Chelsea in the second leg, or beat or second leg or yeah, or beating Arsenal. That's a tough question, actually. Ooh, um, if I had to pick, I would say Chelsea, beating Chelsea in the second leg, because it is towards. I know it's the Conference League, but it is towards a trophy, a tick box. Because I will say this competition. Well, I've already said it's a tick box, this competition. So, but yeah, I think to get that trophy, I think to get that trophy off our back, I think that will stop. That'll be important. So I say the Carabao Cup is more important at the moment, but you definitely want to beat Arsenal because I mean, to be honest with you, I don't rate Arsenal. I think they've been having a good season, but to be honest with you, I stand by my comments. They play well against us, but we let them at us in that first game. Our midfield was just useless, and that was the problem. We just didn't compete in that midfield. If we competed that midfield, if we had skipped from the start, it would have been a draw. Um, we would have at least competed the better, I think. But Arsenal are not that great. I think they have made some good signings. Timiyasu. We're not going to go into that because we all know we should have got him, but that that's another that ship sailed. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I see your point though. I do see your point, Simon. I do see your point. But yeah, I would say the Chelsea second leg. That's the one I would pick if I had to pick. Conte said in the post-match press conference that the difference between Tottenham and Chelsea is that Chelsea spent a lot in the summer. I think he's sending a shot at Levy there. Well, yeah, you can look at it like that. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I respect Conte. I'm not like everybody going off on one, like saying that he's, jumping up and down, thinking that we've got a trophy because we've got Conte in. I'm not like that, but I have respect for everything he's said because most of the stuff he has said, especially when he said about Undimbele, I think it was spot on, absolutely spot on about him. And he has only played 2 games. I think that's the last game you're going to see him playing at Tottenham. I've got to be honest. I'll be surprised if he gets another chance because, to be honest with you, he didn't perform well at all. I mean, he was okay at the beginning, but with Ndombele, he plays for himself. And I think that just sums it all up, really. So I think for me, I think he's done. I think he's done. I think they're going to try and figure out a way to let him go on loan. I think that's it really, because it's just not going to work out at all, isn't it? Really. Um, yeah, I don't think it's going to work out at all. But I can see your point though, because yeah, he's right. He is right. Alex, how many players do you think we need in January window? Um, I'm not too sure on this question because the January transfer window is not easy to make do business in the January transfer window, like they say. I think it will be more outgoings than incomings. That's my thoughts on it. Um, I don't think there's going to be a lot of incomings. I've got to be honest. I think people are going so over the top about this creative midfielder. I think creative midfielder wise, I think it wouldn't make a difference because we don't move. And I will get some images to show this because that's what frustrates me. And you can see it frustrates Kane. I don't want to make it all about the Kane because trust me, I stick by what I say about Kane, but I have to let it go because he is staying at Tottenham. But when he's getting frustrated because he comes deep and he comes deep into midfield because he's trying to create. So there is a void there, but I think there's also about a movement, people moving. synergy, triangles when you're playing. And I think that just sums up how Tottenham are, at the moment are. We're trying to transition our team from a counter-attacking team, transition team, to a possession pressing team. And at the moment, I think we're struggling to do that transition at the moment. And that's why I don't like that midfielder Skip and Hojberg. I think there's a lot more development in Skip than Hojberg. I think Hojberg, if you want to play him, he needs to be more a box to box midfielder. I think he does make some good passes out to the wings. He does spread the play out. He did spread the play out a little bit better in other games. I think Southampton and Norwich. I think no, Southampton and Watford. He did a lot of that, especially towards the right of towards the right wing to Emerson. But there needs to be more. There needs to be more. Um, I think they're a bit more weak. I think they need a three in that midfield to compete, and I think that's where we're missing things at the moment. Um, I think Winks might have been useful in that sort of system. I think definitely, um, but yeah, I don't think that is that formation. I think from what you're saying, I think there might be at least one or two coming in, um, but it depends on what the market's saying at the moment. What I definitely think we need a left-sided defender. Definitely, someone who's left-footed. Definitely, because we are struggling, 100%. And Rodon is definitely leaving. I don't see I don't see him staying at Tottenham. I don't, especially I think you'll get some game time. I think you'll go on loan. So if you pick one, will you pick beating Chelsea in the second leg, or beating Arsenal in our next league game? I think I answered this question. I said Chelsea, beating Chelsea, because we've beaten Arsenal before. And I honestly don't think, unfortunately, I don't think we are gonna. We're not get. Well, I've already said already about my thoughts on top four, so I'm not going to get into that. But I think it's important for us to, get through this tie. I think, because it gets us into, well, it just takes them. It just gets. It's a tick box, this competition. So I think it's important to, win this trophy, and just to get some silverware and just get that tick box, this Carabao Cup out of the way, and then hopefully that will lead to looking at the FA Cup as well. Try and go out and win that as well. I'm so disappointed about the Europa Conference League, because that would have been a lead to a route to the Europa League. Um, but I think that would be our best opportunity to get into Europa League, because I think that's a major target for us next season to get into next season, um, and it will help us with our development as well. So that's my thoughts on that. Um, right. So I've got some more comments. So I will get back to you as well. Be honest, Alex. What players need to go either now or the summer? I've said Rodon. Rodon definitely needs to go. Ndombele, I don't see him staying. Doherty, um, I thought he was okay against Southampton. I have to say he was definitely better than Reguilon, but and he does show some ability. But yeah, the quality wise, it's not working, isn't it? It's not working at all. Let's be honest. So let's move on from him. But yeah, I think that's all I can say at the top of my head at the moment. Um, and yeah, I think those are the players that I would say. I think Ali will go on the basis that he doesn't fit into what Conte wants to do. I don't think it's because of his quality. I think because he has got quality, and he has shown some effort as well. I don't think he was that bad against Southampton. I've got to be honest. I think there was a mark on him all game, or half the game anyway. And then when he tried to attack, no one was finding him. He was trying his best as well. So I think, yeah, he wasn't bad. He was bad. He wasn't great, but I don't think he was that bad. What people were saying anyway. Um, So I think people need to give him a little bit slack. I know he hasn't been great the last couple of seasons, though. So we have to say that. We have to be honest about that as well. But yeah, I think he might, if he wants a loan, I would say go out to Germany. I don't think he should stay in the Premier League. I think he needs a different environment. I think that would be definitely in Germany. I think that you'll learn some discipline there, like Sancho did, and now Bellingham's doing that at Dortmund. I think it'd be perfect for him, to be honest with you. So yeah, those are the people that I would say at the moment, at the top of my head, should go. Um, yeah, if I had the choice, I would. I mean, I do hope that we don't get Adama Troare. I really hope we don't get Adama Troare, because honestly, if we're gonna get him, I just give up, because I mean the guy can't even create, even if the goal was wide open for him. Honestly, he's useless, absolutely useless. And if Tottenham really, but if they're actually going to bother with that guy who's got less creative stats than Bergwijn, I mean, where are we going? To be honest with you, I really hope they don't even bother. To be honest with you, it's just honestly, Tottenham. If Paratici thinks that that's a great player, Adama Traore, well, that just sums up why I'm concerned about Prodigy, isn't it? Really, let's be honest. Apart from Kane and Son, do you think the squad are bang average and been here too long and need moving on? Well, I've already answered the question about Kane. I think Kane should go. I said already. I think he's outgrown our team. Son, I think on the back of the fact that Kane's still there, I think Son needs to be more up front for me, because he's gone missing. He's literally gone missing. Um, but yeah, I honestly do think I think he's, for me. I don't I think like I said, I mentioned all the players already that need to go. Like Rodon, because he's not going to get a chance anymore. I think Undobile is going to go. Also, I think the Celso, there is something going on there. I've got to be honest, Lo Celso, because there's been rumours about him as well going and not being happy. Um, Doherty as well, obviously. Um, so yeah, I think those are the players. Ali as well, on loan to Germany. I think he needs a different environment in a different country. I think going to anywhere in the Premier League at the moment, I think he needs a different environment like Sancho did. And I think that will help him with his development. I think, and learn some discipline in Germany as well. Paris Saint-Germain, no, no, definitely not. No, that's just no way, Jose. He will not. He will not fit in. It would be terrible for Ali to go to Paris Saint-Germain. I think bad influences at all. Even if Pochettino's there, I think Germany would be perfect for him, absolutely perfect for him. But I think he's still got a way in the team. I still think, because I'm sorry, Hojberg's not that great either, to be honest with you. So you know what I mean. So we have to see what happens. But yeah, those are the players I would say at the moment. I would say at the moment, definitely. Let me just see if I missed out some comments. Sorry if I missed your comment. I'm going to come back to your comments. Mari, oh, I love Mari. I hope you're doing well, Mari. Big up to you. Big up to his show. Oh, please subscribe to him as well. A good guy, really good guy. Love the Love Show, even though I don't agree with him most of the time, but I love his content. Honestly, big up to you. Big up to you, Alex. This game showed the reality of our club. Conte was right. It was going to take a couple of windows for this to make over. Come on, you Spurs. Well, I've said this already. That's why I put that in the title. This result was coming. To be honest, whoever thought we would be calling Winks to be brought on for Pierre for Hojberg, as that's who. Well, I mean, like I said, I think Hojberg is getting a bit of half flack. I can't really. I mean, honestly, I mean, Twitter is just a load of old. Well, I can't say anything really, can I? Really? I mean, to be honest, yeah, Hojberg doesn't need to. It's wrong. It's completely wrong what people said on Twitter. But I mean, the amount of time I pay attention what's on Twitter, I don't do Twitter. I just go on YouTube like I'm doing now and make it box office. So I mean, Oiber's better than he doesn't need to just ignore the idiots on there anyway. Because to be honest with you, and I'm not condoning anybody because it's wrong. It's completely wrong what people said to him on Twitter, and no one should be given abuse on Twitter. No one, absolutely nobody. But I wouldn't pay attention to anybody on Twitter, to be honest with you, because I mean, i honestly, like I said, you know, it's just noise to me, absolute noise, and I don't, I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. I don't pay attention to anybody on Twitter. I go on YouTube and say what my opinion is as well, but he doesn't deserve the abuse he got on Twitter. It's wrong, completely wrong, and he works hard for the team, so you have to give it to him. Big up to him. He does work hard for the team. He does a job. Um, Whether he's as good as what people think he is, he isn't. No, he isn't. And I think he's proved it today. He's proved it a few times. And like I said, Skipper's been making him look good. But to me, he does give a lot to the team, and he's the most hardest working player in the team, and he keeps going as well. So to be honest, and he has improved the last couple of games, trying to spread out the play, so I have to be fair to him. He's been all right in that sense, but is it good enough? I think there are better combinations. I think as well. Um, but I think if he focuses on him being more box to box, I think he'll be very good. I think, and I think that would be very good for him. But we'll have to see how it goes. I think Conte definitely trusts him, but I don't like that partnership between Skip and Hojberg. I think there needs to be more the going the other way. I think he does struggle in a team that uses possession as well. Um, but yeah, I think we have to. I think people do go over the top with their criticisms. I think, and I think they need to. I think we need to stop that. But again, I mean, I don't pay attention to Twitter. I just do not because, if people are given that platform and doing things like that, I think it's wrong, completely wrong. And I mean, they're aiming at the wrong player anyway. Because Oibo's been great. He's worked hard for this team, so we have to give him that definitely. But I still stick by my opinion. Skip has been making him look good though. Um, but yeah, I just want to make it clear. I'm not happy with what was said to him. I think it's wrong, completely and utterly wrong. I don't condone that at all. Um, what was said on Twitter is wrong, completely wrong. Um, Apart from Song and Kane, oh yeah, I said that already. Okay. Oh yeah, Alex, do you think we have a player in Bryan Gil? I think it will take time, mate. I think it will take a lot of time, unfortunately, with that guy. Um, we'll see what happens. I think he needs a season. I think he needs a season, and then we'll see the best of him. I've been impressed with Romero. He's been world class. I've got to be honest. I've seen it in the flesh, so I don't need to say any more on that. But whether he's going to come back to what he used to be, I don't know. We have to see what happens. So I'm going to temper my expectations there. We're going to struggle to shift Tanguy and Delhi, I feel, with the wealth of talent up for free in the summer. Who's going to risk money and higher wages on them, on these two? I do agree with you about Delhi because he's homegrown. I think Tungai, I think we can. I think there will be a way of trying to get rid of him. I think on loan. I think there will be a way of trying to do that. I think there's a deal to be made. I would say because at the moment I don't think it's working. It's not working with him and it's not working, and he's not working hard for the team. He's playing for himself, and I think we can't carry on continue with this anymore. Listen, I wanted to give him a lot of. I want to give him a massive chance. I really did, really, really did want to give him a chance, but unfortunately, um, it's just not working out. And I think what Conte said, I think he played him today to prove a point to the owners. If I'm really honest, I think he did it today to prove a point to the owners today. But I think he proved a point. We're not good enough. He was not good enough, and it's not because of his attacking quality. It's his way of trying to help out the team, being reliable on the team. Now, I might have my thoughts on Kane, but he will still defend and work hard for the team defensively. I might have my thoughts on Son, but at least Son will work defensively. Moira, I've got my thoughts on Moira, but he will still work defensively. And Dembele doesn't do that. Even Lo Celso does that, and he's been injured most of the season. So I mean, it's no excuses anymore. Even Deli Ali does it. Even he's got it understands that he needs to work hard for the team. So for me, there is a deal to be made, and if Paratici's ain't got anything about him, you will get a deal to be made for him, and then someone maybe come in for him, maybe. But again, I'm not really a transfer guru, so I can't guru. I mean, if I'm sorry, I hope I've got that right. Transfer person that knows all this stuff. So we have to see what happens. We have to see what happens, definitely. All right, so I've just got another comment. I think I've read that comment already. Here we go. There we go. Liam, big up to you, Liam. Alex, you were right about Pierre Hojberg. I can't defend him anymore. Been off for a while now, and his quality is becoming apparent in the Conte system. It's lacking. Yeah, I mean, I've already said it already. I don't want to knock the guy down. I don't want to repeat what I've just said already about Pierre Hojberg, but he does work hard for the team, and he's been okay in terms of spreading out the play. He has improved that, but yeah, I agree with you, and I don't want to say too much on that. Do you think Levy and Lewis are running the club in the right way by building the club like we are now? No, no, absolutely not. Um, I mean, I there's no point in me going on about this. I know I respect your question, Simon, but it's just going round on God. I mean, if I have a chance at the time to go through what I felt at the time of Poch, I wish I was doing streams then, because I tell you, I mean, honestly, I would have said the same thing. Like I said, I said already, it was the biggest mistake sacking Pochettino then, not backing him at the time. We should have kept him because we were always going to go back to a manager like Pochettino. So, and what did we do? We go back to a manager, tried to get a manager back, tried to get Pochettino back, didn't we? So, you know, it was the wrong decision, and we've made mistakes all through their tenure. But you know, I've always come to an understanding with them what they've been doing and trying to understand their side of things as well. But I mean, what I would say is that it has been frustrating when you see teams like Leicester, what they're doing. I know they're not doing bad. They're doing badly at the moment, but I mean, the team that they've got, the team that they've got, and how they built it, it's embarrassing because we should have been doing the same thing that Leicester have been doing. The fact that with the way that we treated Paul Mitchell at the time. But I mean, this is going through old ground, and like I said, there's no really point in me going on about a manager that is never going to come back again. You know what I mean? So I think we have to all move on from that. Like I said, I've moved on anyway, because I know the ship sailed on Pochettino, and he's a very good coach. But we have to move on. Top man, it's a great show. Keep it up with the great work, mate. And I will promote your channel on my channel. Oh, big up to you, mate. Big up to you, mate. And yeah, keep it going, mate. Keep it going. We might have not disagreed in the past, but mate, we're all Spurs fans. And to be honest, I might be honest right now, objective and saying harsh things about the team, but I'm still a Spurs fan at heart, and it does hurt me. It does hurt me. I don't feel good when I'm seeing what Chelsea getting beaten by Chelsea. I like to give it to them. I like to be confident, but I've been a Tottenham fan for so long. I've seen so many disappointments that I can't not be objective anymore. I can't be objective anymore. I have to be objective. I can't get over the top about things because it'd be easy for me. I would love us to win loads of stuff. What I will say is my expectations is definitely getting to Europa League this season. I will not change that. That's why I'm disappointed about us going out the Conference League because I thought that was a great possibility of us getting through, winning that competition, especially with Conte in the building. Yes. Um, us in the league now, I don't know where we're going to be, to be honest with you. Um, but um, I do like Conte's honesty. He's grown on me a lot. I think he's been spot on a lot of things. There's certain things I don't agree with him about the way he's playing Son. The fact that he plays Dyer in that centre defence. Yes, he's been okay, but yeah, that's it. But yeah, for me, there's so many things that needs to be done. So many things that need to be done at the moment, and I'm still. We have to wait and see. But Conte's been honest. He's been honest, and he's a elite manager. We have to say that. We have to say that. I'm not deluded. Not saying that. Let's say that right now. He's an elite manager, and we are very lucky to have him. And he has been spot on. I think that just sums up how good um, you know, how good he's helped the squad and developed certain players as well. So I will give him that. But he knows there's a lot of work to do, and I just think we just need to just be patient, like he said. So yeah, but the tie's not over. The tie's not over. We could have been out of sight. We could have been out of sight. And Chelsea should have got out of sight, to be honest with you. But you know, we've got a chance. We're at home. There's no away goals. So another 90 minutes of football. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We just got to keep on going. But I will still be always honest and not objective about my team. I will always do that, and no one's going to change me. And that's the way I am. That's the way I am on this. Big up to you, Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Oh, mate. Oh, good. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Thank you for. Yeah, I don't ask people to promote my channel, but you're very nice, very nice. I watched one of your streams and you were very supportive of me, and big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Um, Alex, Levy, and Enid need to go for the first time in 40 years. I'm fed up with Spurs, but tomorrow morning I will be back in the boys all the way because we are mighty Tottenham Hotspur. Big up, man. Come on, you Spurs. You know what, mate? I might be I might be objective about Tottenham, but I will come back and watch Tottenham all day long in that stadium. And I do agree with you about Levy. Yeah, he's been bad. I've got to be honest. I'll give it big up because he helped build that stadium, and because of that stadium, I'm able to go to the games. I haven't season ticket. I just I'm a membership member, so I just pay for games that I can get games for. I mean, I'm trying to get tickets for the Arsenal game because I'd love to see a new us beat Arsenal at the North London derby because I think they're not as good as us, to be honest with you. I think they're only better than us because they've got no Europe this season. Let's be honest. They've got a week's training every single week. I mean, now we've got time to a week's time now. We don't have game after game, a game in the midweek and then a game during the weekend, game midweek, game weekend. So now we've got the full week to prepare now. It'd be interesting to see what happens now and how we develop. So it'll be interesting to see how he works it now. There'll be less game time for certain players, so definitely people will leave in January, maybe on loan, like the players I've already mentioned already. But it'd be interesting, very very interesting. I still stick by what I say. We're not going to be any higher than I think we will be contest to get into Europa League this season. but it'll be very tricky, I think. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, very interesting. Tie is over. We are bottle jobs. Sell the effing lot of them. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't. We have to see what happens, Joe. We have to see what happens. Um, I think technically it's not over. We've still got 90 minutes to play next week, so we know we have to see what happens. I think we can we should have been out. That Chelsea should have been out of sight. Yeah, you are correct. We are correct. Um, but we got to be optimistic that Chelsea might take the foot off a pedal. So things might change. We never know. But I mean, I am clutching at straw saying that. I have to say that because I don't think Thomas Tuchel will let that happen. But we'll see what happens. I mean, they should have been out of sight. Their strikers are absolutely useless. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? And I mean, they would need a Harry Kane in their team definitely. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you for all your comments, by the way. Thank you for sticking with me, even though I haven't really prepared for the stream. It's just been on impromptu. I've got to say that, and I normally prepare a little bit better on the stream. I have to also big up the Mr. Spurs. Mr. Spurs, please watch his channel. He's got some really good content. And yeah, please watch that, especially his analysis on the Watford game, definitely, because there's some good analysis there. Sorry, I forgot to get that right. Right. So please big him up. Please watch him and subscribe because he's got some very good some analysis there, definitely. So big up to him. Um, right, Alex, do you think we are able to build a team worthy of a stadium anytime soon? No, no. I think I've always said this was going to take time. Always said this is going to take time. So I just don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. That's why a bit of positivity, a S as we today never got really scored against us as we were today. They were never really scored against us. I'm counting both goals as own goals. Okay, yeah, I agree. Well, their strikers are not very good at all. They needed a Harry Kane up front. I've got to be honest. I mean, they keep on talking about Harland. Well, that's all I hear from Chelsea fans. Harland. I mean, I just think he's just like he's just overhyped, and I still stick by that. I'm sorry, he's overhyped, completely overhyped. Yes, he's all right as a striker. You can't say he's not that bad, but let's be honest, he is very much overhyped. I've got to be honest. And the Chelsea fans talk about him so much, and everyone talks about him so much. Honestly, I mean, if I mean, they were going on about Lukaku, and to be honest, with you, I don't rate Lukaku at all. To be honest with you, I think all this big fuss about him, I think, it just shows how bad he is. To be honest with you, I mean, Werner, he's absolutely useless. Honestly, gosh. I mean, I'll give it to Kane. At least we've got somebody that actually knows what the back of the net is, because I don't think most of the Chelsea players know what the back of the net is. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? Absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. But then I've watched Salah against us, and I mean, he was absolutely useless against us as well because he was missing as well. To be honest, I mean, I can say that because I was there. I was there at the stadium, and he was absolutely useless as well. The only thing he did against us was handball the ball for the second goal against us. So I mean, obviously they go missing because they can't take the heat at a good stadium on the big stage at the Tottenham Stadium. So maybe they're bottling it really, to be honest with you. But anyway, I don't want to I don't want to go too much because we're not great ourselves, so I can't really say too much there. But anyway, I think that's all I can say tonight. Um, but wait, let me just say there's one last comment here. Do you think we can get Rudiger from Chelsea in the summer? Hmm. That's a good question. Very good question. I'm not a fan of Rudiger. I'm not a fan. I've got to be honest. Um, but we'll have to wait and see. I think you change your opinion on a player when they're at your club. I'm not a fan of his. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't want him to see at our club. To be honest, yeah, I don't really like having former Chelsea players because I would like to see what their motivation is to come to Tottenham. I want to find out what their motivation is. Is it really their motivation to do well at Tottenham, or are they just coming for the money? I don't know. I'm a bit hesitant on that one. I've got to be honest. But good question, Derek, and thank you for all your comments, by the way. But I think that's all I can say today. Again, it's not as well prepared. It's just out of the blue stream today. I normally prepare a lot for these sort of streams. I will be talking a little bit more on this um, and us moving forward in next stream. Hopefully, I don't want to make a promise that I will do and I don't do it because I've got other things, a day job as well that I've got to do as well. But it's thank you for all your comments. I hope you're doing well. I hope you all have a good evening. I'm sorry that it was such a bad result, and it's not great tonight, especially for this bad result today. But I'm just gonna say goodbye to everybody. I hope you have a good couple of days to the weekend. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.